To order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Secretary, call the roll.
Hammernick.
Here.
Chilada.
Here.
Casper.
Here.
Dunlop.
Here.
Lloyd. Here. Barry.
Here.
Nenza.
3.1 Superintendent's Report.
Yes, thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Sandow, who has a nice presentation.
Well, presentation's a big word. A few words.
Thank you, Dr. Staywick, for letting us join in on your superintendent's report. I've come here tonight with Teresa Nolan, principal of Tinley Park High School, Haley Reif, 7th grade ELA extraordinaire teacher, and NJHS sponsor at Central Middle School, and James Lloyd, an 8th grader at Central Middle School, proud member of both Builders Club and NJHS, and more importantly, son of Rick Lloyd. We have excellent news to share with you all tonight, and I'd like to invite the one and only James up to the stand to share a few words that he has worked very diligently to prepare. James.
Thank you, Ms. Sando, and as she has already iterated, I'm James Lloyd, an 8th grade student here at Central Middle School, and a proud member of the National Junior Honor Society and Builder Club Society as well. Matthew Berry touched the hearts of many, including my older sister. While I did not know him well, I knew and continue to recognize the impact he left on the community. He had a dear love for his friends, his schools, and especially his family. He was everything a Twister was meant to be. That is why it is of the utmost importance that we celebrate his life and impact on our community by supporting his scholarship fund. With the help of Ms. Reif, an NJHS sponsor, Ms. Sandow, the Builders Club founder, and members of the NJHS and Builders Club communities respectively, we were able to host a successful concession stand fundraiser during the boys volleyball tournament. The reason we did this was because Matthew was a Twister volleyball player himself. With the help of the CMS administration, we were able to add a bit of extra fun to the concession stand by allowing students to play Mario Kart, which was one of Matthew's favorite games. I would also like to thank the Berry family for their generous donation to the CMS Builders Club, as well as their donation of fidget toys, which were a favorite of Matthew's and a huge hit with the kids at the tournament. On behalf of the CMS family, I am incredibly honored and proud to share that we will be donating a grand total of $1,065 to the Matthew Berry Scholarship Fund. Thank you.
If I can, I'd like to take a step out of my board member role and give a thanks on behalf of my family. I want to extend our deepest gratitude to everyone. Thank you to all the students in the Builders Club, Mrs. Sandow, Mrs. Reif, CMS volleyball coaches and players, the staff and administration at CMS, Dr. Staywick, and all the spectators who purchased items at the concession stand. I practiced this. Matthew Nicholas Berry was the youngest of our 4 children, but with my nephews living next door, he was really the youngest of 6. Matthew had many influences, and he soaked them all up, giving him a lot of interests. He was always full of enthusiasm and truly loved being with teammates and friends. Matthew was a good friend and a best friend. He was compassionate, a lot of fun, pure joy, a gift beyond measure, and we all loved him with our whole hearts and souls. Matthew really enjoyed the volleyball team at CMS. He was always wanting to get better at whatever he was doing, and he convinced me to sign him up at Velocity for volleyball camps. It was a pain to drive him there, but he was good at getting what he wanted. I would do anything for Matthew and that beautiful smile of his. I'm forever grateful for the videos I have of Matthew playing volleyball at CMS. Watching them, I see such effort and then such camaraderie with his teammates. And in the background of the clips is always his beloved coach, Mr. Gisorni, someone who he looked up to and connected with and will always be dear to our hearts. I have a few tokens that I'd like to give the people here representing the donation to the scholarship fund. Matthew's favorite color was orange, so we hope the color orange will always remind you of cheerfulness. I'm going to explain what's in here. His favorite animal was a lion, so we hope it reminds you of family strength and courage. Matthew loved fidgets, as James said. He had drawers of them at home. He used them to concentrate and keep busy, and so we hope you always find a way to be productive. Matthew loved the comic Calvin and Hobbes. There were several times throughout his life we would hear him laughing out loud by himself, only to find him reading a Calvin and Hobbes book. Sorry. We took a trip to Europe just before Matthew passed away, and as we walked through Italy, out of the blue, he told me he wanted to name his children Calvin and Hobbes. I suggested Hobbes might be an unusual name, but then I let it be, deciding that someday his wife would have to agree on kids' names, not me. Anyway, Matthew was funny like that, and he would share random thoughts and plans like that all the time. I loved it, and I miss it. So the book is a reminder to always find laughter. And last, Matthew's favorite number was 8, because when you turn it on its side, it becomes an infinity symbol. We hope you have an infinite joy and happiness in life, and understand the infinite difference you can make in others by your giving. Matthew died unexpectedly in his sleep, and we do not have answers. Every day is a nightmare that we can't wake up from. It's torture, but when people do things to honor and remember Matthew, it helps us cope. It helps us to keep Matthew's spirit alive, and it is so important to us that we can award this scholarship in Matthew's name, to continue his positivity and his giving, loving nature. So to the young students in the Builders Club, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for giving of your time and efforts in the name of Matthew. You are a blessing to us, and we sincerely thank you. She has heart. Thanks for letting me hijack your superintendent's report.
Yeah, I don't really know how I'm going to, after that beautiful, you see the effect that people can have on other people. Thank you for everything you did. We had a pretty lame, in comparison, superintendent's parent breakfast on December 14th, which was actually lovely, delightful. We talked about the wellness fair, report cards, e-learning, property tax relief grant, the improvements that we intend to make at Central Middle School over time, residency, school volunteers, text communications, and a lot more. And it was a real lively discussion with everyone participating. I really enjoy those, and I think the parents do too. I know that the parents do too. So thanks to everybody that came, and we'll be doing one again in the spring. And now I'd like to throw it to Matt for an update on Central's roof.
Thanks, Dr. Stawick. As the board knows, for the past several months, we've been developing plans for improvements at CMS. All the elementary schools over the past few years have received additions and additional improvements, so we're focusing on CMS. Our architects, DLA, have helped us identify some areas of concern or where we want to prioritize, and the priority project is the roof. The initial estimates from DLA and their experts were in the range from $4 to $6 million. So we began to look at other avenues to see how we can get our roofs restored. So we're working with two manufacturers, Tremco and Garland. We're able to pursue a project through a national purchasing contract. So the latest information, they brought out their contractors. The latest budget numbers are between 1.4 and 2.8, so considerably lower. So we're continuing to work with both of them, vet both companies, and we'll be hopefully bringing a recommendation to the board possibly as soon as next month.
Yeah, just to add, we were delighted after an infrared moisture survey that the condition of most of the square footage on the roof is actually quite good. They found roughly 562 square feet out of the 138,000 that need care. So it may not be necessary to replace the whole roof. So more to come as we learn more and more about its condition and what the best course of action is and what the board's options are for the central roof. Thanks, Matt, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Behind the camera back there, you'll see Keegan, and he's done a really nice job with a social media campaign this year, two in particular. One, We Are 146, highlighting a different 146 student and what they like about 146, which has been very well received, and I look forward to it each time and always tickled by it. And the other is the Instagram takeover, where he hands control over of the district's Instagram account to a staff person. And we've done 2 of those so far, and it's resulted in increased interest in the district's social media, which is helpful because we also use those platforms to communicate important things about the school district. Or I shouldn't say important, but emergency things, and it's a way for us to contact people. So we want people not only subscribing to our social media, but also interested in it. And those are 2 new interesting ways that we are attracting attention to those platforms. So all Keegan's idea, brilliantly executed by Keegan as always, and I hope that the board has been enjoying seeing some of that. And then lastly, just 2 announcements. One, kindergarten registration begins January 17th, and our families are encouraged to register early. The more registrations we have, the sooner the better we are able to project numbers for staffing needs for next year, which we begin working on in the next few weeks. So if you have, if you're already a student of 146 and you've got, if you have a student of 146 in your family and you've also got someone who's coming of kindergarten age, we encourage you to register on January 17th, and also spread the word to your neighbors for neighbors that you know have kindergarten age children. Last announcement is that tomorrow is an Institute Day, so we have no students tomorrow. The teachers and staff come back tomorrow for in-service, and I'm hoping that we have safe roads in the morning so that we can, because we've got a full day of professional development and adult learning planned for tomorrow. And then students will return from winter break on Wednesday, January 10th, so we're looking forward to having them back too. We have one condolence this month. Karen O'Gene's sister, Donna Verbal, passed in late December. Karen is a part of our food service team at Fierick, so our hearts go out to her and her family, and we extend our deepest condolences. And that's the superintendent's report.
Thank you. 4.1, citizens may address the board at this time. Seeing none, we'll move to 5.1, reports from union representatives.
I don't have much other than we're looking forward to seeing the kids come Wednesday, so it's been a nice relaxing break.
Thank you. Can I have a motion for the consent agenda items?
I move we approve items 6.1, approval of minutes, 6.2, approval of closed session minutes, 6.3, approval of 6-month review of closed session minutes, 6.4, approval of destruction of closed session tapes, 6.5, approval of financial items, and 6.6, approval of personnel items.
Second? Or can I have a second?
A second.
Any discussion? Secretary, call the roll.
Hammernick,
Yes.
Juada,
Yes.
Gasper,
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Lloyd, yes. Barry.
Yes. 7.1, quarterly investment report.
Yes, interest rates are still high, and so as our longer-term items have matured at low interest rates, we're replacing them with investments at higher rates, so the portfolio yield has continued to go up. It's currently sitting at 4.39% for the portfolio as a whole. Last year at this time, it was 1.4%, so that's quite an increase. And 2 years ago, it was 0.5%. Just an idea how much difference that makes. 2 years ago, that amount of interest would earn about $200,000 in additional revenue for the district. Last year, it would earn about $600,000, and now it's at about $1.7 million. So the higher interest rates, even though inflation is generally bad, at least on the investing side, it helps us out a little bit with interest income. And that's it.
Thank you. 7.2, 2024-25 school calendar.
Yes, thank you. Just, you have in your board docs, or also a copy of the draft of the academic calendar for 24-25 school year. I was just going to do a couple quick highlights, let you take a moment to look at it, and if you had any questions, happy to answer. The starting dates for our school year, we are looking at 2 full SIP days there in August on the 19th and 20th, with a half SIP day on the 21st, where students will return for a half day. Moving forward a little bit there to look at our winter break. You'll see it's there from the 23rd, December 23rd through January 3rd. And again, we will have that Institute Day coming back off of winter break. For March, moving a little bit to our spring break there, we are following D228 spring break this year. And you'll notice that March 31st, there is a observance of a holiday there that follows spring break. And then in April, we also have the, Good Friday, but again, on the 21st, we will have the observance of Easter holidays on April 21st. And then moving forward, we wrap up the year on June 4th. So I'll give you a minute to look at it. If you have some questions, happy to answer what you need.
Is it Ramadan on the 31st of March?
I'm sorry?
Is that, oh yeah, it's Ramadan.
Yes, yep. Any other questions that I have?
What's April 17th?
Our ISC is toying with the idea of a joint institute day for the region. Wendy is serving on that committee for planning. So what we've done is planned this. We don't know what date they're planning. Once they have it solidified, we'll take a look at their agenda for that day, and if it serves our goals, then we'll participate in it, which will require a calendar amendment to do so, unless they happen to
Magically
choose
hit
one of our institute days as
institute
the
days,
day.
yeah.
But, and then if it doesn't suit us, then we'll just carry on with this.
April 18th?
Yes, Good
What is
Friday.
that? Oh, that's Good Friday. And the 21st is just,
Easter Monday, and also observance of Greek Orthodox Easter.
got it. Thank you.
So we'll present this calendar for approval at the regular February meeting. If you have any questions after you have some time with the calendar and you want to reach out to Wendy or me, we'd be happy to discuss it with you.
Okay,
Haven't we in the past, like, observed, like Eid, right?
Ramadan, yeah.
That's
the
going to be your
31st.
March 31st.
Oh, March
That's-
31st. I guess I just missed it. It's early.
It's
It connects with spring break
Yes,
that
this year. Usually it's
calendar
not
year.
quite with spring break, but this year it
Gotcha.
happens to.
Okay.
all right, 8.1, communications correspondence.
So this is from Teresa Bullington. My family and I would like to thank District 146 for remembering us at this difficult time. The flowers were beautiful.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to go into closed session?
I move that the Board of Education move into closed session to discuss personnel matters.
Second? There will be no business after closed session. Oh, call roll. Secretary, call the roll.
Hammernick?
Yes.
Shalata?
Yes.
Casper?
Yes.
Dunlap?
Yes.
Lloyd, yes. Barry?
Yes. Now there'll be no action
you
after
go.
closed session.